From 100-ton granite boxes to 1,000-year-old fighter jets, today we're looking at 10 artifacts that defy explanation and might just prove that everything we know about our past is wrong. In 1933, an archaeological dig in the Toluca Valley of Mexico yielded a discovery that sent shockwaves through the historical community: a small terracotta head that looked like it belonged in the heart of Rome, not a Mesoamerican burial ground. This artifact features distinctly European facial features and a hairstyle typical of the Roman Severan period. It was found in a grave site that had remained undisturbed since before the Spanish conquest, and thermoluminescence testing dated the head back to the 2nd century CE. Mainstream history maintains that the first contact between Europe and the Americas happened in 1492, yet this tiny face suggests a Roman vessel may have drifted across the Atlantic more than a millennium earlier. Whether it was a shipwreck crew or a lost trade voyage, the Roman head of Mexico challenges the narrative of the New World being isolated from the Old. The Quimbaya culture of Colombia, thriving around 1000 CE, left behind a series of exquisite gold figurines that have baffled aeronautical engineers for decades. While archaeologists officially categorize these objects as stylized birds or insects, their physical characteristics tell a different story. They possess delta wings, vertical stabilizers, and fuselage shapes that are almost identical to modern fighter jets. The mystery deepened when researchers built scaled-up replicas of these gold flyers, equipped them with remote-controlled engines, and then launched them, and the results were amazing. The designs were actually perfectly aerodynamic and capable of sophisticated flight. So this raises the question of whether ancient South American cultures were observing real flying craft, or if they had discovered the principles of aviation long before the Wright brothers ever took to the sky. Hidden deep beneath the sands of Egypt lies the Serapeum of Saqqara, a labyrinth of tunnels containing 24 massive granite boxes. These are not your average stone coffins. Each box weighs up to 100 tons, and they're carved from solid Aswan granite, and it's one of the hardest stones on Earth. The level of craftsmanship is what truly defies logic. The interior and exterior surfaces are finished with such mathematical precision that they're flat to within a few microns, a feat that would require advanced machinery today. Mainstream Egyptology suggests they were built to house sacred Apis bulls, yet many of the boxes were found empty or unfinished. The effort required to transport these megaliths through narrow underground tunnels achieved such a high degree of polish suggests the ancient Egyptians possessed a technology or a purpose that we have just yet to discover. Located in the state of Paraíba, Brazil, the Inga Stone is one of the most significant and mysterious archaeological monuments in the world. So this massive rock formation is covered in hundreds of these complex, undecipherable carvings that wrap around its surface. Now, unlike standard petroglyphs, the symbols on the Inga Stone are incredibly detailed, depicting what many researchers believe are star charts, the Milky Way, and complex mathematical equations. Some theorists suggest the stone serves as an ancient astronomical record, tracking celestial events with high precision, and the sheer volume and sophistication of the carvings implies that a highly literate or scientifically advanced culture inhabited the Amazon basin long before recorded history, leaving behind a stone hard drive of data that modern scholars are still struggling to crack. Found in 1872 by workers digging a fence post in New Hampshire, the Lake Winnipesaukee Mystery Stone as a dark, egg-shaped relic remains a total enigma. It's intricately carved with a variety of symbols, including a human face, an ear of corn, a wigwam, suggesting an indigenous origin. But the most baffling features are the holes bored into the top and bottom of the stone. Laboratory analysis shows these holes were drilled with incredible precision using tools that seem a lot more advanced than the Stone Age technology available to local tribes in the 19th century. Boreholes are perfectly straight and consistent in diameter, leading some to wonder if the stone is a prehistoric artifact or perhaps a piece of technology from a forgotten civilization that once roamed the North American Northeast. In the heart of New Zealand's Kaimanawa Forest, a structure exists that threatens to rewrite the history of the South Pacific. The Kaimanawa Wall consists of a series of perfectly squared, symmetrical stone blocks that appear to be a part of a larger masonry project. Precision of the joints, referred to as ashlar masonry, is strikingly similar to the megalithic walls found at Machu Picchu in Peru. While government geologists claim the wall is a natural volcanic rock formation that just cracked in a geometric pattern, a lot of independent researchers argue the symmetry is just too perfect to be an accident of nature. If the wall's man-made, it would mean that a civilization with advanced masonry skills occupied New Zealand thousands of years before the Maori people arrived, though, pointing to a lost chapter of human migration. The Meister print is perhaps one of the most controversial fossils ever discovered. Found in 1968 near Antelope Springs, Utah, this slab of slate appears to show a human sandal print, crushing 2 small trilobites. This is an impossibility by the standards of modern science, as trilobites became extinct roughly 250 million years ago, long before the first humans, let alone the invention of footwear. While a lot of geologists dismiss the artifact as a spall, a natural geological fracture that happens to resemble a footprint, the visual evidence is pretty startling. It shows a clear heel and toe, with the trilobites positioned right where a foot would have stepped. For proponents of forbidden archaeology, this artifact suggests that the timeline of human existence on Earth may be vastly older than the fossil record currently allows. While the story of Christopher Columbus is taught in schools, the Maine Penny, also known as the Goddard coins, offered tangible proof of a much earlier European presence in the Americas. So this small silver coin was discovered in 1957 at an indigenous archaeological site in Maine. After years of study, it was identified as a Norwegian penny, minted during the reign of King Olaf Kyrre between 1067 and 1093 CE. This find, combined with the discovery of the Norse settlement at Landsau Meadows in Newfoundland, confirms that the Vikings were not only visiting North America, but were probably engaging in trade networks with indigenous peoples hundreds of years before the 15th century. It is a small piece of silver that effectively rewrote the history of global exploration. Discovered in the tomb of Prince Sabu in Saqqara, the Sabu Disk looks like it belongs in a modern industrial factory rather than an Egyptian tomb from 3000 BCE. Carved from rock that is notoriously brittle and difficult to work with, this disc features 3 thin, curved lobes that resemble a high-tech propeller or a turbine fan. Its design is unlike anything else found in the first dynasty of Egypt. There are no known religious or ritualistic explanations for its shape, and it appears to serve a mechanical purpose. Some theorists suggest it may have been part of a larger machine, maybe used for water propulsion or chemical mixing, which would imply the ancient Egyptians had a grasp of fluid dynamics and mechanical engineering that we have barely begun to document. Nan Madol is an architectural wonder located on the island of Pohnpei in Micronesia. It's an entire city built atop 92 artificial islets, constructed using over 250 million tons of massive basalt columns. These stone logs were transported from the other side of the island and stacked in a lattice pattern to create walls and buildings. Some of the individual stones weigh as much as 50 tons. Local legends claim that the city was built by twin sorcerers who used magic to fly the stones into place. Even today, engineers can't provide a clear explanation of how a small isolated island population managed to move such huge weight across coral reefs and rough ocean waters without the use of wheels, pulleys, or metal tools. Nan Madol remains a haunting testament to a level of logistical and engineering skills that seems impossible for its time and place. And that has been the video for today. I'll catch you, yes you specifically, in the next one.